Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's kind. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Deeply honored. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Craig, for that very kind and blessedly brief introduction. It's a great pleasure to be with you. I'm back there waiting. I figured he's going to take 5 or 10 minutes to do this. It's a great pleasure to be with Craig and to be with this program and to be with these very, very gifted young men and women who are going to be honored or being honored tonight. Special thanks to my dear friend Bob Schieffer for participating in this evening, and Ambassador Barbara, you're out there somewhere. Love you. There you are, darling. How are you? Ambassador Barbara Barrett, and thank you for your service to the nation as well. Intel means something to me because one of the guiding lights of Intel, the third person to go to work for Intel when it was founded, is a wonderful man named Andy Grove, who you all are familiar with. A genius in his own right, a successful businessman, a man who understood the power of science and technology, a man who understood the power of the microprocessor. And Andy and I have something in common. We both are graduates of the same college, the City College of New York, a great institution. And Andy graduated in 1960. I graduated 2 years before, in 1958. He got a Bachelor of Chemical Engineering degree, and I got a Bachelor of Science degree in geology. He took his chemical engineering experience and somehow turned it into microprocessing, and I took my geology degree and turned it into digging foxholes. But we both were blessed. We both were blessed with a public education. The city of New York, the state of New York, understood that the most important thing a government can do is invest in its own future, and that means investing in the young people of the community. Andy was an immigrant arriving here after the Hungarian Revolution of 1956, and in just less than 4 years after he arrived, he graduated from City College of New York and went on to his very distinguished career, and he continues to serve today, of course, as a senior advisor to Intel. I was an immigrant, but I was a child of immigrants who came here with hope and dreams for a better life, just as his family did. And my parents were lucky that they went to a city that invested in young people, and their 2 children were able to get a quality public school education. And they said to us when we were growing up, my sister and I, and I'm sure that Andy heard the same thing, we have expectations for you. We expect you to do better than we have done. You have all of our love. You have all of our support. Now, get your high school education, then you have to go to college. There was no discussion about it. I had no choice in the matter. If left to my own devices, I don't know what I would have done, but I was not left to my own devices by my mother and all my aunts who said, you will go to college and you will not do anything that will shame this family. It was that simple immigrant ethic that was put into my heart, put into Andy's heart, and put in the hearts of so many other people that caused us all to sort of be hungry and to move forward and to do the best we could. When I left the Army, or left City College of New York, rather, and went into the Army, I had my Bachelor of Science degree, but I could not hold a candle to any of you candidates here this evening. I had a 2.0 average. I had been there 4.5 years. I had bounced through 2 or 3 majors. And finally, because my ROTC grades were all A's, my grade point average brought me up to slightly over 2.0. And they gave me my Bachelor of Science degree, they gave me my commission in the infantry, and their last words to me was, get out of here, go to the Army, and we don't want to see you again. Now I am considered one of the greatest sons of City College. Buildings are named after me. Programs are named after me. The whole point of this, my young friends, is that you don't know where you're going to end up. Andy had no more idea when he got his Bachelor of Chemical Engineering degree from City College than I had 2 years early when I got my Bachelor of Science degree, where we would end up in life. No idea whatsoever. And it's funny, people will come to me now and say, hey, when you were a kid growing up in the South Bronx section of New York City, did you dream you would grow up and become chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff?